Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a very interesting couple days here at the Galwood residence. Saturday we got hit with a snow ice storm, which we don't normally get here where we live in the Pacific Northwest, so it definitely shuts down all the roads and we have been hunkering down at home. Fortunately, our power has stayed on and we've been staying nice and warm inside. But as soon as you go outside, it's just a sheet of ice and very dangerous to walk or drive on. So I've been working from home the last couple days, which has been really nice. That's my ultimate goal. So it's nice to kind of get a preview of what that routine looks like. I had a lot of things I wanted to say and do on this week's blog. Originally, I was going to take you to the farmer's market and we were going to do some fresh produce shopping and make some homemade things in the kitchen, but the farmer's market got shut down because of the snow. So instead, I thought I would just do a quick update of what's going on around here. I'm kind of tired today, so I don't have the energy to do like a full what's been going on and have something exciting planned. So instead, I thought we would just talk about maybe some New Year's resolutions and goal setting for 2024. I don't have anything big planned for 2024 as far as goals and intentions. I like to keep my goals pretty achievable, so I set them pretty low so that I can actually feel like I accomplished something. But one of the things I really want to do this year is continue to declutter the house. I started this last year as kind of a more minimalistic lifestyle. I would not consider myself a minimalist because I definitely have a lot of things and like to have wall art and decor that makes me happy, but I'm really trying to cut down on our excess stuff because our garage is pretty full and it just feels nice to kind of get rid of stuff that we're not going to use. So I'm starting room by room very slowly. I'm taking one room per month and just going through every corner, every drawer, every bookcase, and just really looking at each item and asking myself, do you need this or do you want this? And if I can't answer yes right away, it is typically going into a donation pile or a trash pile. So that's been nice. I've just finished the office, which I might do an office tour soon, and now I'm putting away Christmas decor and I'm going through each of the Christmas boxes and making sure that it's stuff that I really either love or have used in the past year. I have a lot of stuff that has accumulated since, early 20s that I don't necessarily use. So I'm trying to really ask myself, are you going to use this? The second goal I have for myself is practicing more self-care. This is something that I typically don't do. It's hard for me to take time just to not do anything. I like to be constantly busy, but this year I'm really practicing like basic things like showering in the morning, blow drying, and straightening my hair because it makes me feel good and makes me feel put together. I'm doing my makeup, and I have a good hair and skin routine that I've come up with recently, so I might share that. And included in that, I actually have an appointment to get my hair cut tomorrow. My hair's pretty long. It's the longest it's ever been, but the ends are very stringy and the back is very uneven. It kind of looks like a upside down V, which is not my favorite. I have a haircut appointment tomorrow with my favorite stylist. I've been going to her since college, and I think I've known her for just about as much time as I've known my husband. So that'll be nice, and I'm just gonna try and take maybe like at least one day a month that's just devoted to not doing anything, reading. And then speaking of reading, my third goal this year is to read one book a month. It's not a lofty goal. I used to read a lot in elementary all the way through college, but it kind of died off once I started working full-time in my 20s and 30s. And I don't really remember the last time I picked up a book, but the last couple of months I've been really trying to read at least one a month. I'm currently reading this one, The Unexpected Joy of the Ordinary. I'm about a third of the way through. It's good. I don't know if her writing style is for me. It's a little bit fast-paced, and I kind of feel like I can't keep up with her. But there are some really good tips in there, so I'm gonna try and finish it and see it through the end and see how I feel afterwards. I know there's a couple other people who really like it. It's similar to You're a Badass and You're a Badass at Making Money, which those weren't my favorite books, so I'm hoping this one is a little more my style as I keep reading. The other books I'm reading are by Amy Tan. She's one of my favorite authors. I have The Kitchen God's Wife and 100 Secret Senses. And then I just ordered Joy Luck Club, which is the first book that she wrote, and that should be arriving later today. I read all of her books before, but I just finished her memoir, and she talks about each book and the order that they were written. She doesn't talk specifically about that, but she talks about each book and how the first one was based mostly on fiction, but there are a few things that her mother went through that she put in the book. And then the second book is more so a biography on her mom, but with a lot of fiction built in. It's most of her stories, if not all, are based on mother-daughter relationships, and she is a great storyteller about weaving the past and present lives. And it also is I would consider it historical fiction, which is one of my favorite genres. So she's just an amazing writer. If you haven't heard of her before, I would definitely recommend her. So yeah, that's what I have going on for books in the near future. My last goal is to do less this year. As I mentioned, I typically go. I always have extra craft projects. I'm always working full-time. On my days off, I am busy doing house projects or having a side business, which I'm no longer doing. So this year is just to kind of practice doing less, which is very hard for me, but I've been trying to do it the last couple months and it feels really good. I don't have as much anxiety as I used to, and I think that is because I'm not forcing myself to get all these things done, and I don't have a huge to-do list that I feel like I'm not going to get to. So we'll see how this goes, and see how it improves my life. Oh, I guess I have a fifth goal for the year, and that is to do more home-cooked meals and making things from scratch, buying in bulk, using less preservatives, and having less ingredients in the things we make. So, because as I mentioned in the first video, we went vegan last year, and that kind of opened my eyes just to how many ingredients there are even in vegan products, and just how unhealthy grocery store food is for the most part. So we have been trying to buy in bulk and make our own things as much as possible. and that's felt really good. We have a really good energy level, so I'm going to continue that. I'm going to try and make a sourdough start. I started on the 1st of January, but I think it was too cold and it didn't turn out so well. So I'm going to retry that soon. And yeah, just like the basics that we do, like we want to try and grow more tomatoes and make our own pasta sauce, and just easy, simple staples that we can have in our pantry, kind of like mini homesteading, but in the city. So we'll see how that goes. By the way, I'm crouching very awkwardly behind the couch in a corner next to this bookcase, and I wish you could see how weird I look doing this, but it has really good light right here and a nice backdrop, so that's what I'm doing right now. Let's see, the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about before I jump off is, I don't know if you've seen lately that people do like a word of the year to describe either their intentions or goals for the year. Last year, my goal was gratitude, which is kind of obvious because our channel's name is The Grateful Galwoods, but that was really important to really take stock of everything that, of all the good things we had going in life, and just kind of turn our story into something more positive, and just by practicing thankfulness about where we are in life and the things we have. This year's word was hard for me to pick just because I had a lot of ideas, but I think the word I'm going to go with is simplify, because that's mainly what I feel like I'm doing as far as like doing less, decluttering, owning less things, food from scratch and simplifying the ingredients, and then self-care and just simplifying my routines. I guess reading doesn't really fit into that, but kind of, because to me it goes into self-care. Yeah, so that's what's going on this week. I'm really excited for this coming weekend. We are headed to a cute little tiny house village on the Oregon coast, and I'm gonna vlog it and post next week because I'm really excited. I think we are potentially considering moving into a tiny home in the near future, so we kind of want to experience a couple night stays at different places, see what works for us, see what doesn't. So we might also do some tiny home tours on this channel. Let me know if that's something you're interested in the comments. Yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully you guys are all healthy and doing well, and I will check in with you next week. Thanks for coming along this journey with us. Really quick before I log off, you know that Instagram trend where they show you a really beautiful room and it says something like, for every room that looks like this, there's another one that looks like this, and then they pan to a room in complete chaos? Well, this is mine. This week I took time and reorganized this shelf and color coordinated everything that was on it so it has a really cohesive look. And that is the awkward corner I was standing in filming the video. But if you look to the other side of the room, this is what I'm dealing with. All of our Christmas stuff and extra crafts and all the stuff that I'm trying to get rid of is piled up in the dining room. So if you ever feel bad for looking at someone's beautiful home on Instagram, YouTube, or any social media, they probably have at least one room that looks like this.